Hey, how's it going, everyone? Just back in with another sequence video. This one is in Sirach 46 to 47. Starting off Sirach 46:1, a great savior of God's elect. Okay, so right away we have a reference to salvation. Now we're going to have a time of plagues inflicted by the two witnesses. And so this is a bit coded, but Sirach 46:4, was it not through him that the sun stood still and one day became as long as two? And so the two witnesses are going to have control over the sun, and then everything, the clouds, and to put plagues on people and all that kind of stuff. So this is being referencing here Joshua, but which is one of the verses that we use to support that the sun and the moon have a circuit. But in the last days, it's going to be Moses and Elijah. And in verse 8, it said, and these two alone were spared. Okay, so there's going to be two witnesses. That's coded language for the two witnesses. Okay, so now we have a time of like sifting, during this time. In verse 10, so that all Israelites might see how good it is to follow the Lord. So they're going to see God, and the gospel is going to be preached in the sky by these so-called UFOs during the Great Tribulation period. So then now we have a reference. Now we're going to have references to Christ returning with his elect and destroying. And so that's what we have. Sirach 46:16, he called upon the Lord, the mighty one, when his enemies pressed him on every side, and he offered in sacrifice a suckling lamb. Then the Lord thundered from heaven and made his voice heard with a mighty sound. He subdued the leaders of the enemy and all the rulers of Philistines. Before the time of his eternal sleep, Samuel bore witness before the Lord and his anointed. So now we have a reference to Christ with his anointed. This is in 47:5. For he called on the Lord the Most High, and he gave strength to his right arm, which is symbolic language for his elect, to strike down a mighty warrior and to exalt the power of his people. So they glorified him for the tens of thousands he conquered, and praised him for the blessings bestowed by the Lord when the glorious diadem was given to him. For he wiped out his enemies on every side, and listen to this, and annihilated his adversaries, the Philistines. He crushed their power to our own day. So this is a time of destruction for everybody with the mark of the beast, and it's with his, quote, right arm, which is with his elect. And then, so now we have a reference in verse 11 to the kingdom. Verse 11, the Lord took away his sins and exalted his power forever. He gave him a covenant of kingship and a glorious throne in Israel. That's referring to David. So this is, again, the sequence of the end times in Sirach 46 to 47. Hope everyone's doing well. Bye.